it to create it. So there's no problem in making money and putting it into circulation. And as long as there's no inflation, people will create jobs for everyone to have as well as this money. Anyway, that's enough. Let's go and have a look at the city again. Yeah, the capillary action sucks up gallons of water a day, 10 gallons of water to the leaves from the roots. Then the roots go down nearly as far as the tree into the earth and deep down to the earth where there's water in the ground, the water table it's called. It's a very clever invention, the tree. It took a few million years for them to evolve into different species, and here they are. Look at this one here. Now this one looks like a dead tree in the winter, but in the summer all the branches give out their leaves. Look, the leaves are coming out of the trunk. Well, this is the best day of my life. Jennifer gave me the best story I've ever heard in my life, because we had a program on Russian television called the Kaiser Report, and Max Kaiser interviewed an American black man. I didn't watch it, I listened to it in the bar. Just look up the previous programs. And he talked about white supremacy having never ended in America after the slave trade was abolished. They were still treated as slaves and as subhuman by the whites because of bigotry, because they didn't bother to stop and talk to black people and discover they were human too. So that's why I especially stopped that girl, the Nigerian Jennifer, because she stopped me first with her leaflet. So so you could hear me leading up to the final part, that white people listening to her will think, well, you know, she's just from Africa like the monkeys. When they found out that she was a graduate from a university here and grew up from the age of 5 and will start her own university back in Nigeria during her lifetime, and I'm going to give her all the big words that she hasn't got to explain everything to everybody about how the character will be developed in her universities of the students. To be empathetic is the main one, but no one's used that word in this country, to show empathy for each other. It's empathy we need to get on with each other, and lots of big words like that. So if you're listening to this, I'll leave my email underneath the video, and I'll send you my document. Now it's copyrighted, so you can't use it. You can pay me to use it, because I need some money when I'm back at home, once I'm back in my flat, to carry on living and travelling. So it's copyrighted and design righted, which is just as strong. So if I see you using my star system in the school, I'll tell you off. And when you're in business, if somebody steals your idea in business that you've copyrighted or design righted, just put in an envelope and a date and a safe, and that's your design. If somebody has seen it before, you know Bob the Builder, that character on TV? Well, I met the man who invented it, and he made a plasticine model, and one of his workers saw it and copied the idea and started his own company, Bob the Builder, and filmed it and made millions. So the original Bob the Builder sent me into his offices to try and get a bit of money back without suing them. But if somebody steals your idea and makes money, you can sue them and you get all the profits they made back to you. And when you know that sort of knowledge, it's powerful knowledge. So you don't care if somebody steals your idea and exploits it, because you can sue them and get all their profit, all their gross income paid to you, and they go bust. So that's what you've got to study, kids. Copyright law. Design right laws. Designs that you want to protect. Copying. You know the phone and the iPad and the remote control with the little toggle that goes north, south, east and west. Now that idea was scribbled on a piece of paper by a young man coming up with designs for the future of electronics, and somebody saw it and copied it and sent it to the iPhone company, and they copied it for their first little music iPad thing, the little music whatever it's called. But they wouldn't pay him any damages because they were so rich. They made so much money out of the idea. And he couldn't take them to the big courts to prove that he came up with it first. They have a switch that goes in 4 directions: north, south, east and west. He was a British kid, and it might have killed him. A lot of people die because their ideas are stolen and their life is ruined by thieves. So never buy anything to do with iPhones. They're crooks, and they won't take their money back to England that they make in other countries, back to America to pay tax on it, because they're crooks. Most business people end up being crooks. All the big companies now are crooks. 90% of all the companies in the city of London here have their offices registered offshore, so they don't pay tax. So there's leeching. We're paying for all the services, the hospitals, the education for their children, transport, and they don't pay any tax. The city of London is just leeching off the rest of us. And Google and them, they don't pay tax in the country they exploit. It's not fair. So one day we'll change the rules, and enough people understand what rules are being broken. So there's the City of London. My last 7 weeks here. Now can you see the masts of the clipper ship just below the pointy tower? So I think I'll take you home now. I'm going to go home. I'm going to make some bread and cake for the week.